Almost a month passed from New Year, from the time that we wrote our goals, our resolutions, we memorized it, and perhaps we made some plans. Meanwhile, the life kept happening. The work didn't stop so we can work on ourselves. Here is what I did in the past few weeks. I kept writing about everything that I should do and care about. And I understood one thing. Most of them were mine. They were coming from my brain, juggling goals, ideas, resolutions, and long list of things that I should care about. And that's when problem starts. Our brain is not designed to hold many active issues at the same time. In real life, especially under pressure, we can handle only one or two meaningful topics, and that's it. We can multitask, of course. Multitasking, but is about switching between tasks, not creating meaning. Creating meaning is much heavier work. Our brain doesn't store ideas by filing. What it remembers is only experience, what we did and what will happen next. So, when we feed our brain with different ideas, with different goals and different issues, without doing anything about them, nothing gets processed. It stays only active. And that's why every night before going to bed, I had a conversation with two participants, me and me. One was asking me, Nahid, the day is over. What did you do? Did you produce anything? Did you take care of any issues? And the other one was answering, well, things are complicated. Too many issues, too many worries, too many things to take care of. And I'm trying to organize them in my head. Well, I will take care of it tomorrow. Just blaming, worrying, and negotiating. It sounds like thinking. It feels like effort, but it doesn't produce anything. And under this kind of pressure, the brain does the only thing that it knows. It freezes. When brain gets too overloaded, the first instinct is always the same. More analyze, more information, more overload. But analyze without action is just like arguing with yourself in a locked room. You get better on arguing, but you never can find the door. So here is the shift most of us we are missing. We think we should understand everything before acting. But the brain doesn't work that way. The brain cannot analyze plan. The brain cannot organize intention. It can analyze only things that already exist. Meaning comes after action, not before it. So, without action, there is nothing tangible for brain to work with. So what we should do? We should provide the brain with a prototype. Every small action is a prototype. When you build a prototype, you don't understand details in advance, but you discover with interacting. And this is when writing changes everything. Because writing is an action with low risk and real. Once you write something down, it already exists for your brain. So your brain finally has something to analyze. So what's the solution? Let's call it container method. Here's what I do. Instead of letting my brain juggling different priorities and ideas like I'm auditing for a circus, I write it down, brain dump. Take a notebook, start to write everything down. Ideas, goals, what you want to fix, what you want to build, and no organizing yet, just extraction. Because when it stays in your brain, it doesn't get more clear, it gets louder. Reality check. Value the ideas with 4 limits. Energy, physical capacity. What can my body actually handle? Time. What fits in my day, not the imaginary one. Money and financial capacity. What can I afford right now? Mental capacity. How much complexity can I hold without freezing? These steps are important because it turns fantasy goal to reality. Some exist, some they don't. Not because they're bad ideas, but because they are only ideas without considering capacities. Choose one idea. Not the most inspiring one, but the most doable one. Because your brain doesn't need more options. It needs more directions. Now you can start to make a prototype, something that your brain can analyze. I usually do it the same day because when I start to do it, I can give my brain something finally to work with. Did it work? Did it fit my energy? Did it create progress or more stress? How can I optimize it? This is where clarity starts to show up. Not in your thoughts, but in reality. Now comes step 5. Repeat. Write, filter, choose, analyze, and adjust during the month. And slowly something starts to change. You start seeing what actually fits inside your capacity cycle. What I can do consistently, what drains me, what idea looks good on paper but in reality doesn't work. And at the end of the month, you just don't hope that you're doing something. You already know what you can do. You remember last year and year before, you wrote lots of things. Every day journaling and writing. Did you ever go back and look at it? Most of us, we never do. Now, it comes very important one page that at the end of every month you can write. Write one page essence of what actually you did, what progress happened, what worked, what didn't work, what you can carry for the next month, and what you can toss without feeling guilty. That page become your memory of the month, the reference point, and the proof. So now you can start next month based on evidence, not guilt, not a busy mind, but evidence that you have. What you did is an experience of last month. Now your brain, based on that experience, can organize the reality of next month. And yes, actually, I'm doing this method with you right now for my own goal, because it's the only way that I found to keep life realistic and keep my brain quiet. You cannot manage your life inside your head. Your head is not a calendar. It's barely reliable narrator. Give it a page, give it a prototype, and let the reality do the rest. This video is the beginning of a new series about how to move forward without disconnecting from life and reality. How to be effective without becoming numb, and how to proceed without losing your awareness. If you're trying a similar method, please share it with me. Subscribe, and I see you next week. Meanwhile, happy organizing your week.